Do you ever hear that in the past, people always said that Canada is such a big place and that Toronto real estate is very overpriced, and that they didn't understand why they had such a big land, but it was still very expensive. With a total size of nearly 9.98 million square kilometers or 3.85 square miles for American friends, Canada is the second largest country in the world. That's a lot of land. So why does Toronto still lack enough space to house the vast number of immigrants moving to Ontario? Let's grab a coffee and talk about it right after this. Hi there, welcome back to the AV Team Real Estate channel, and as usual, I'm Antonio, the local real estate agent in the GTA. If you don't know by now, I post all related real estate content in Toronto. If you find this helpful, please like and subscribe to our channel so that I can keep creating videos just like this. Of course, if you are looking to buy, sell, or invest, feel free to book a call with me with the first link in the description, or simply call or text me at the number on the screen and I'm glad to help. In many of my old videos, I talked several times about the issue we have in Toronto, where it is landlocked by the Greenbelt. Let's take a look at the map in the Greater Toronto area, and you will notice that the entire map is covered by the Greenbelt and left with a small section for building homes. In terms of the ratio compared to other countries, the Greenbelt is definitely a big part, and that is the reason why land in Toronto is also a problem. The proposed amendments to the Greenbelt area boundary regulation that have been released since November 4th clearly show that we are in a housing crisis. The government introduced a More Homes Built Faster plan in order to tackle the housing crisis we are having in Toronto. This is the minister message. This is not just a big city crisis. The housing supply shortage affects all Ontarians, rural, urban, and suburban, north and south, young and old. The problem is clear. There simply aren't enough homes being built, and the solution is equally clear. We need to build faster. And then it went on to say that the government has committed to getting 1.5 million homes built over the next 10 years, which is part of Ontario Housing Supply Action Plan 2022-2023. And my friend, we have a long way to go to achieve this target of 1.5 million homes built over the next 10 years. And I don't need to remind you how slowly we build homes in Ontario. Let me quickly point out a few examples of what they intend to do to improve the housing problem. But for all the details, I will leave the link to the site where you can read it on your own. Gentle density, which is increasing the number of units in urban area with minimal impact on existing neighborhood. In addition, it allows it to be built without further planning approvals, which make it easier to convert most residential buildings. For example, a main residence, a basement apartment, and a garden house at the back if there is enough space. Density near transit hub. The logical place to put more housing is near major transit hubs so people can easily get to work, school, and back home. And that of course requires the municipalities to update the zoning bylaws, which 1 year to get help shovels in the ground faster. Identifying more land for housing and make it easier to navigate, interpret, and implement for land use planning framework. Building more school and quickly so that as community grow, kids can go to school close to home. More affordable housing options that include inclusionary zoning rules that apply for the new pre-construction and so on. Incenting more efficient use of vacant home. Local vacant homes taxes encourage property owners to rent or sell unoccupied homes so more family can afford a home. Also, launching consultations with stakeholders and experts to explore home financing model, including the rent-to-own program that could help home buyers. And there are more proposed ideas that could help the plan for building 1.5 million homes faster over the next 10 years. Feel free to read the rest of the article for more details. Now that we know the severity of building homes fast to help the housing crisis that we have, let's go back to the problem with the land. As shown previously about this amendment to the Greenbelt area boundary regulation, in addition to the proposed plan to build homes faster, they want to expand the boundary of the Greenbelt to have more land on which to build homes. Since they originally started, it has been challenging for them to expand outside the Greenbelt, and the Green Party has been their most outspoken opponent. Our government is proposing to remove or redesignate 15 areas of land totaling approximately 7,400 acres from the edge of the Greenbelt area and will be used to build housing in the near future in order to accommodate that growth and support the building of more homes. It will be easier to see with this overview map where all the destinations area are shown, including those from the Greenbelt Plan and Oak Ridge Moraine Conservation Plan. One thing you notice is that these areas are sitting right on the edges, but everything helps to get more land to build on. For those who did not follow the Greenbelt Plan, this is the big deal since Ford announced this proposed idea, because for the longest time this was never on the table, and this shows how lacking land and housing are in Ontario. This also makes me wonder about those landowners who bought these Greenbelt lands for a very long time, and all of a sudden this could make them a lot of money just to be able to build more homes. Oh, before I forget, if you enjoy this kind of content, please like and subscribe to the channel so that I can keep creating videos just like this. I just hope I could be your go-to resource for all things real estate in the GTA. Now let's discuss the second factor that is driving Canadian real estate, and you may have guessed it: immigration. I'm sure you heard me say it before, but Ontario has added more fuel to the fire, and instead of the previous target of 405,000 a year ago and the projected 465,000 for next year, they increased the number of immigrants entering Canada dramatically, with a goal of bringing in 500,000 people by 2025. Significant labor shortages are affecting Canadian industries. There are almost 1 million job vacancies nationwide. The strategy emphasizes boosting the number of immigrants who will be accepted during the following 3 years depending on their job abilities or expertise. Recent immigrants, defined as those who entered between 2016 and 2021, are, according to Statistics Canada, younger on average than the rest of the Canadian population and have played a significant role in filling many jobs on the Canadian labor market. From 2016 to 2021, immigrants accounted for 4/5 of Canada's labor force growth. Recent immigrants were largely chosen for their ability to boost the country's economy. 748,120 of the 1.3 million immigrants admitted to Canada between 2016 and 2021, or more than half, arrived under the economic immigration category. The labor shortage was by far the most important reason Canada increased the number of immigrants, as was the dire situation of the country's baby boomers. On the other hand, I agree that helping the current labor shortage by allowing young immigrants to fill the void is very beneficial. But on the other hand, we are creating a bigger concern for housing supply. How could we house such a large number of people in such a short time when we have problems keeping up the number of homes being built? Just as a reminder that we already have a problem building 1.5 million homes by 2030, and we definitely need to find a way to build even faster. Because Ontario's population is growing at a much faster rate, housing supply must keep up not only for purchases but also for rapid growth of the rental market. In conclusion, I would say we still have a long way to go for inflation to be at the level government wants it to be. In my opinion, it will probably be like 6 to 18 months before we see the interest rate start to flatten, or at least not go higher. But for sure, we will see the end of it. Remember, it's not just the people that could not afford the debt or the mortgage. The entire country as a whole also has a lot of debt. If they keep increasing the interest, Canada also can't afford to do it, and neither can the economy. That is why if we eventually lower the interest rate at some point in the future. One positive aspect is that based on the October inflation report, we are starting to see inflation slowing. Though it is still very high, once it stabilizes in the future based on the increasing immigration rate and the housing shortage with limited land, those who are holding real estate for the long term will be fine. I mean, more than fine. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.